it's a glorious bit of sunshine. So these are my patio containers. These are the autumn started corms, butterfly ranunculus corms. And then behind them I have got my late winter started, which I'm just now moving into containers. So I've got a couple of containers here already. Now these containers are much bigger than the ones I've used before. So I thought I would try 2 corms of the Musa in this container. And then this container is much bigger, so I thought I would try 3 of the Eris. Might be too many plants, but we'll see. I will show you what it looks like and let you know, but otherwise just 1 corm per pot. But I thought as they're bigger, I'll give it a go. Now the most important thing with your ranunculus is you don't let them get root bound, because they will think that's all the space they're going to get. They'll stop putting on leaf growth and they'll start putting up flower spikes. So give them plenty of space and stand back. And then tonight and tomorrow night I'm going to have to make sure they come into the greenhouse, because it's going to be cold and that can damage the leaves, and you don't want that because it kind of spoils the look of them. But yeah, once the cold snap's over, I can move them up to the patio and they can bloom away next to the last of the tulips. So this is great, isn't it? You've had ranunculus before the tulips, ranunculus with the tulips, and now ranunculus after the tulips. I've got a few more here to get into containers. Look at those roots, absolutely fabulous. They look so healthy, don't they? Just as a quick comparison, so this is a much smaller pot. It's about the size of a 10-litre container, and you can see that you only need 1 ranunculus for this size. This is a butterfly. You can probably get away with 2 of the rose-shaped ranunculus, but these have got such massive foliage. You can see 1 fills that pot beautifully, doesn't it? Absolutely brilliant. I am so excited. It's so lovely just to have everything ready. We've been sowing gently, haven't we? And now just everything's ready. Just fabulous. And again, the pots are fantastic because you can just move them indoors, even if it's just for a few hours overnight. It tends to warm up really quickly in the spring, so it tends to be very short and sharp, those frosts. I'm just doing a few more pots in between my sowing and my potting on. Look at these ranunculus, aren't they fantastic? It's incredible to think that those little corms that we sent to you in the post, when started at the right time with enough light, can turn into such sturdy plug plants so quickly. And that is the key. If you don't start them at the right time, they cannot create this much foliage. And if they don't create this much foliage, they cannot then turn into big plants with huge flowers. It's as simple as that. It is, again, all in the timing. There we go, that looks good already, doesn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Even before we've got any flowers, the foliage looks lovely, and it's just the most simple container. It's just a black plastic pot, and if you haven't got a lot of money and you want to have a nice display, continuity actually looks best. So just black plastic pots, cheap as anything from eBay. They last you a lifetime. Just put a whole load of these together. You won't be looking at them anyway because you'll be looking at the flowers. It does look quite neat and tidy, which is why I use them rather than spending a fortune on millions of posh containers. My lovely ranunculus pots that I did look like they're visibly grown already, don't they? Absolutely astonishing. Now they're in the greenhouse tonight because it's going to be chilly for the next couple of days, and I don't want to damage any of this gorgeous foliage. You'll get like burn marks on the foliage if they get too cold. Now hopefully it's not cold enough to do that kind of damage, but after all this care and attention, it's not worth taking the risk, is it? You can see here I filled the square pots, so these are going to go straight into those containers where the tulips are at the moment. As soon as they're gone over, we can move them out of the way to die down, out of sight, and these containers can just go straight in, giving a seamless changeover. It's going to look fabulous. These are my patio containers, which are from the autumn. They are blooming already, and actually this cold snap is a real blessing because it means that the plants will get a bit of a revive. It will cool the soil temperature down and mean that they will carry on flowering for much, much longer. So I'm going to pop them in the greenhouse just for tonight and then bring them out in the morning. I've got a few dead heads to do as well, so I'll do that tomorrow. Absolutely fantastic. To show you, can you see this yellowing of the leaves? That means they were getting a bit hot. Getting a bit hot and bothered and starting to think about shutting down. That's what they do. But this cold weather will sort that out, no problem. And they'll go, oh, it's not time. All right, I'll carry on flowering.